Hello, Symposiast. I'm Dr. Angela Puca, Religious Studies PhD, and this is your online resource for the academic study of magic, esotericism, paganism, shamanism, and all things occult. As you guys know, my research is in the anthropology of religion, which means I participate in rituals to understand esoteric practices better. The study of magical practices often reveals nuanced strategies that practitioners employ to optimize the effectiveness of their rituals and spells. Among these strategies, the principle that magic operates via the path of least resistance is particularly salient. I will now expand upon this principle by integrating another fundamental concept that emerged from my fieldwork: the notion that the more unlikely an outcome, the more energy is required to bring it about. Based on field observations of practitioners from diverse magical traditions, this episode delves into how these principles are applied in practice, including tactics like stepwise goal achievement and group rituals to enhance potency. Before we move forward, please consider supporting my work of academic literacy on topics in esotericism on Patreon, PayPal, Ko-fi, or with a super thank in the comments. You find all the links to support me in bio, in the cards, in the info box, and in a pinned comment. Thank you all for considering. On to our topic now. The path of least resistance is a concept that suggests magic tends to manifest through the least obstructive means, whereby the intended effects occur with minimal opposition and energy expenditure. This principle is seen as analogous to physical and natural sciences, where entities move or react in ways that require the least amount of energy. In magical context, this translates into aligning one's will with the most accessible and receptive pathways, whether through timing, environmental factors, or personal resonance with specific symbols or actions. A complementary principle observed in magical practice is that the more improbable an event, the greater the energy required to effectuate it. This principle suggests a scale of energy relative to the desired change's likelihood or natural occurrence. For instance, a practitioner wishing to find a new job may face less resistance if the job market is abundant. Conversely, achieving a highly unlikely progression from entry level to CEO of a company might require much more significant energy, manifested through possibly more intense and prolonged ritual practices. This is also why many practitioners deem it impossible to achieve certain outcomes using magic, like winning the lottery, for example. It is an event so extremely unlikely that the amount of energy needed would be impossible to raise. Field observations indicate that practitioners often ingeniously integrate the understanding of these principles into their practice. A common strategy is to break down a complex, highly improbable goal into smaller, more manageable objectives or steps. Each step is designed to build upon the last, gradually accumulating the necessary energy and alignment with minimal resistance at each stage. For example, a practitioner aiming for a profound career change might first focus on enhancing personal confidence through small rituals before proceeding to more targeted spells for job opportunities, or even split the job that they want to achieve into smaller steps that would be more likely to achieve in the natural physical world. Group rituals represent another strategic approach observed in the field. When the desired outcome requires more energy than a single practitioner can master, or when the goal is particularly ambitious, practitioners may gather in groups to perform rituals. This collective effort not only pulls energy, but also diversifies the skills and wills involved, effectively reducing the overall resistance and amplifying the ritual's potency. These gatherings can be particularly evident in traditions like Wicca, where covens perform esbats and sabbats to harness group energies towards common goals. Practitioners adapt these principles according to their cultural context and personal beliefs, which in turn influence the methods and tools they choose. The adaptation to cultural norms and expectations is also a way of navigating the path of least resistance, as it involves aligning one's practices with the surrounding energies and societal structures. In highly secular or skeptical environments, practitioners might opt for less evident rituals, aligning their practices with more universally accepted forms of spirituality or mindfulness to avoid social resistance. The principles of the path of least resistance and the proportional energy requirement in magic underscore the adaptive, intuitive nature of magical practice. They reflect a pragmatic approach to achieving desired changes, where practitioners skillfully navigate and manipulate energies with an acute awareness of the dynamics of resistance and possibility. Fieldwork with practitioners across various traditions has not only confirmed these principles, but also revealed the diverse and innovative ways in which they are applied, enhancing our understanding of magic as both an art and a science.
Now, given that I'm a nerd, of course I had to create a mathematical type of explanation to elucidate even more on the concept of the path of least resistance, and also the idea that the more likely something is to happen, the less energy it is required to raise in a ritual setting. So I have created this one where E represents the energy required to achieve a desired outcome, R is the resistance or opposition faced, P is the probability of the outcome occurring naturally, which means without magical intervention, and K is a constant that adjusts the relationship between the variables. So this formula kind of tells the story that we have been talking about, which is that the energy needed increases with greater resistance. And that's why naturally, according to what practitioners report, when they cast a spell, they are going to achieve the goal. When the spell is successful, they are going to achieve the goal in a way that is often unexpected, and that is because the energies reassesses things by using the principle of least resistance. So the thing that is the most probable to happen for you to achieve the outcome that you have been trying to aim for with magic, that's the thing that is going to happen. So this formula is modeling how esoteric principles might operate, and it suggests that easier paths require less energy, aligning with the principle that magic operates via the path of least resistance, which is what I was talking about in this video.
That wraps up today's episode. If you've made it this far, please drop me a witch or a magician emoji in the comments. As a dedicated symposiast, remember that this project, which brings free academic knowledge to all, relies on your support. If you can, consider a one-time PayPal donation, join my inner symposium on Patreon, leave a super thanks in the comments, or explore my services at drangelapuka.com, where you can book lectures, tutoring, or commission a video. All relevant links are in the pinned comment and in the info box. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter for deeper insights into my academic journey on esoteric topics. If you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, activate the notification bell so that you will always be notified when I upload a new video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all so much for being here, and stay tuned for all the academic fun. Bye for now.
Today we hold the ground, we'll never disappear.